ついにスネージナヤの女皇に会いに行くんだな。女皇が一体何をしようとしてるのか、どうして神の心を集めてるのか、やっとわかるぞ。お前の妹さんが言ってた旅の終点でもあるはずだ。妹さんはお前に一体何を見せようとしてるんだろうな。はあ、スネージナヤについてないうちはまだまだ道のりは長いって気持ちで、飲んだり食べたり遊んだりする時も心から楽しめたんだけどな。ゴールが目前だと思うと、こういうことで頭がいっぱいになって気が休まらなくなってきたぜ。おう、でもオイラ気にしないことにしたぞ。こんな気持ちで最後の旅路を始めるのはオイラたちは魔竜や怪獣と戦って神の創造物に打ち勝って、予言やアビスの危機も一緒にくぐり、もう何が来たって大丈夫だ。そうだろ。ひひ、どういたしまして。それじゃあ超優秀なガイドパイモンと一緒に終点へ出発。
私のこと無視して行っちゃうの？
うわ、コロミーナ、相変わらず神出鬼没だな。おいらを見るなよ。今回はこっそり教えたりなんかしてないぞ。あは、お前だったのか。確かにこれじゃ隠しきれないな。
みんな君を見送るためにフラッグシップに集まってるよ。サンドローネも誘ったけど用事があるみたいで先にスネージナヤに帰っちゃった。帰る前に君たちに対する文句も言ってたよ。聞きたい？
あいつも相変わらずだな。ちょっと気になるぞ。
あいつらがスネージナヤに行くのって女皇陛下に迷惑をかけるためなんでしょ？あんな奴らと仲良くしてるだなんて思われたくないわ。悪いけどあいつらに伝えておいて、スネージナヤでも当たり前のようにファトゥスに助けてもらえるだなんて思わないでちょうだいって。しばらくの間協力できてよかったわ。でも私たちは立場が違うの。何があってもお互いが困るようなことは極力しないでおきましょう。
なんていうか、態度も理屈も言ってる内容もいかにもあいつらしいな。わかった。なるべくあいつとは距離を置くようにするぜ。
会いに来てほしいって意味だと思うよ。お互い困るようなことをしなければ会いに来ていいっていう意味じゃない？
そういう捉え方もできるか？
さあ、早くフラッグシップに行こう。もうみんなついてる頃だよ。ラウマに君が用意してくれたごちそうのことを伝えたの。今日のこの機会に君にお返ししたい。違う。君に送りたい。
そうそう。こんな時に貸し借りにこだわるなんて水臭いぜ。
などくらいの月もいつでも君を歓迎するよ。
ち本当にスネージナヤに来たんだな。宝箱冒険に宝箱は欠かせないぞ。うわ雪をいっぱい食べちゃったぞ。寒い。もっとこっちに寄ってくれ。近づいたら驚いて逃げちゃうかもしれないしな。ひひ、うまく撮れたか？今何か見えたような。こっちこれ車両みたいだぞ。スネージナヤにはたくさんの線路や列車があるって聞いてたけど、きっとそれだよな。でもなんで捨てられてるんだ？やっぱり寒いぞ。そうかな。そうかも。それに雪も強くなってないか？気持ちは嬉しいけど寒いってわけじゃないんだ。なんていうかすごく変な感じなんだ。今までこんなことなかった体がいやちょっとほんのちょっとだけだ。ただ少し力が出ない気がするだけだから。スネージナヤに来たぞ
灼熱閃光。
なんだか吹雪がどんどん強くなってないか？ちょっと飛ぶのが辛くなってきたぞ。あそこに小屋がある。ちょっと休んでいこうぜ。
こはパイモンを早く見つけなきゃ。パイモン、パイモン。おかしいな。近くにはいないのかな。もう少し先を探してみよう。パイモン。あれは列車の車両？車両の中を通って登れそう。この世界も俺に答えているのか。えっけクルースニックのロー、民生用規格って書いてある。起動したら少し暖かくなった。パイモン大丈夫かな。この世界も俺に答えているのか。何の音？パイモン、パイモン。接近者を検知、権限承認、原初の起動中。こんにちは。明日へと近づく超越降臨者様、お力になります。前回の起動からすでに時間計測の影響により利用できません。僕は使命のために生まれました。明日へたどり着くために。そのために何かをしなければ。なぜ僕の体が。あれ、僕はなぜこんな姿に。作り出された時はこの姿でしたが、体を持っていたこともありました。その時の記憶や意識が違和感の原因のようです。ともかく僕は人類を明日へと導くべく製造され、それでも僕の最も重要な目的は変わらず、人類のために働くことです。再起動時、僕は自身を呼び覚ました方に次の僕を受け入れていただけますか。超越者様、僕はあなたが使命を達成できるようお手伝いし、お考えは理解できますが、現在のあなたの身体状態を起動する前にどなたかのお名前を呼んでいましたね。受け入れていただければここから抜け出せるようにお手伝いできます。答えははいです。賢明な選択をなさいましたね。これで契約が成立しました。今日からあなたが僕の新たな使用者。かしこまりました。使命を果たすまでお名前を覚えておきます。はい、僕は自らの体を取り戻し、明日を切り開く力を取り戻し、この氷に覆われた大地に僕の力が散らばっているのがわかります。目下の最優先事項はあなたです。あなたが生き残り、撤去コマンドが実行可能になりました。これにより道を塞いでいる信標を撤去し、信標ユニットの数量が更新されました。 マンドが実行可能になりました。これにより信憑創造物を作り出し、扉を支えることができます。答えているのか。周囲の環境を確認。出口は氷で閉ざされています。それは効率的とは言えません。少々お待ち。そちらを利用すれば氷をより早く。新しい創造設計図を保存。熱源生成コマンドが実行可能になりました。制限時間付きの熱源を生成して効率的に氷を溶かしましょう。
旅の収穫だ。旅の収穫だ。
スキャン結果、前方に道があるようです。引き続き前進することを推奨します。クルース肉将校を検出。先ほどの創造物はクルース肉将校の信憑創造物は持続時間が短すぎたために開拓期において十分な安定性を保つ。しかし暖かいというのがどういう感覚なのか。はい、その時はとにかくクルース肉将校を収集すれば僕はそこからエネルギーを抽出し、蓄エネルギーが不足しています。速やかにクルース肉将校を採取し遠方に生体反応を確認。お仲間のパイモン様である可能性が高いでしょう。行こう行こう、集おう、共に歌おう。みんなの心を一つにして共に幸せな明日をつかもう。目的地に接近中。2体の生体反応を検知。その通りです。しかし疑問点はそこではありません。データベースのリアルタイムで観測した環境情報からするとこの場所はすでに
案ずるな。眠っているだけだ。どうやら噂の旅人のようだな。吹雪の中をさまよいながらずっとそなたの名を呼んでいたぞ。この地を訪れたばかりの者がこの寒さに適応するのは至難の業だ。その上近頃は強力な魔物が猛吹雪を呼び起こしたがゆえに、現地の者でさえかろうじて日々をしのぐありさまだ。大切な仲間なのであろう。手を離すでない。
その瞳、カンルイア人なの？
この世には災いを逃れたカーンルイア人がいくらか残っている。それは知っておろう。今は我が輩個人の身分よりも心配すべきことがあるはずだ。じきに再会することになるだろう。
ターゲットの離脱を検知。非凡な人物のようですが、関連データは見つかりませんでした。データベースを再スキャンします。幸い、お仲間はご無事です。先ほどの方が、もう
慌てないで。大丈夫？
スネージナヤに着いたばかりの頃みたいな感じだな。風邪かもな。頭が痛くてちょっと寝てたんだ。あれ、道家はどこに行っちゃったんだ？おう、ファデュイの統括官、道家のピエロだぞ。お前もあいつに会えたか？
道家は女皇の計画についても全部知ってるはず。でも彼の言う通り、今はパイモンの看病が最優先だ。
彼は自身の素性には深く触れず、
誰が喋ってるんだ？メガネみたいだな。不思議だぜ。こんなものに意識があって。
スネージナヤはかつてフェイの国でしたので、想像もつかないような古の創造物が数多く残されています。しかし、
そうだったのか。
行為を検出しました。最善の代替案を提案します。動作効率
確かにお前はメガネだもん。そうだ、道家についてなんだけど、雪の中であいつに出会った時、あいつオイラの名前を知ってたんだ。でもオイラの方は瞳からしてカンルイア人だろうなってことが雪の中から助け出してもらった後、自己紹介してくれて、それで初めてあいつが道家だって知ったんだ。多分それはないと思うぞ。オイラの声をたどってきたみたいだ。それにオイラを助け出してここに連れてきてくれた後はずっと雪が降るのを眺めてるだけだったんだ。危険や悪意は感じなかったけど、少しでも相手をしてくれてたら。
お話の途中に申し訳ありません。ファデュイ。
お前、ファデュイを知らないのか？ファデュイっていうのは。
なるほど。高い地位にあり、常に神のそばにいるがゆえの立ち振る舞いだったのですね。僕もパイモン様と同意見で、悪意は検知しませんでした。
ごめん、無理させちゃったね。パイモン、一旦スネージナヤから離れよう。天候道家がこの吹雪は魔物のせいだって言ってた。今無理にスネージナヤ。
オイラのためを思ってくれてるのはオイラたち。ここでいろんな答えを見つけられるかもってすっごく期待してたのに。
魔物についてさらなる情報が必要なのはすでに吹雪の中をかなりの距離を進んできています。今ですが、先へ進むならここが列車駅だと申し上げたのを覚えておいてですか？ 放棄された列車なら吹雪を突破して前に進むことができ、また前方に小さな町があります。
暗い愛の言う通りだと思うぞ。そうしよう。安心してくれって。考えてもみろよ。ここまで旅してきてオイラが病気になったことなんてほぼないだろ。オイラすっごく丈夫なんだ。
承知いたしました。今後の冒険でも必要な時。平時は不要なトラブルを避けるため沈黙しています。
この世界も俺に応えているのか。
出発時はお声掛けください。ここから北に向かえばすぐです。少々お待ちください。エラーです。
お、検知できない？
皆さん衝撃に備えてください。緊急飛行モードに入ります。本当におかしいですね。駅の状況が記録と大きく変わっているだけでなく、
お前のおかげで。
危険に巻き込んでしまい申し訳ありません。僕もさっぱり現状がわからず。おっしゃる通り、鉄道のデータ情報が古かったせいですね。予想以上に変化がしかし不幸中の幸いでしょうか。
そのデータって。
今度は絶対に信頼できます。ご覧ください。あれがクルースニックのロです。結果的に一番の近道でした。怪我の巧妙ですね。ご安心ください。次こそはお二人の好みを考慮。
こんにちは。この辺に宿屋はある？
残念だけどどこも休業中だよ。
泊まれる場所を探してるんだけど。
うちだってみんな凍えてるんだ。商売どころじゃないよ。
こんにちは。どこか泊まるところを教えてくれないか？
悪いけど他を渡ってちょうだい。あと少しの辛抱だ。 次の証拠さえ届けば。
こんにちは。この町にまだ営業してる宿屋はあるかな？
多分どこも休業中だ。どの家もクルース肉将校が足りずに暖が取れないんだ。商売どころじゃない。
はあ、そんなことになってるなんて。
さっきから見てたが、あんたたち冒険者か？今時スネージナヤの内陸に向かう奴はほぼいないぞ。
どうしてだ？吹雪のせいか？
それだけじゃない。幻冬計画のせいだ。女皇陛下のご意向とあらば、俺たちに拒否権はない。悪い。まさか知らない奴がいるとは思わなくて。簡単に言うと、スネージナヤにあるクルース肉将校を全部つぎ込んでも到底賄えない。だから評議会は工場と民衆の生活用エネルギーの削減を決議した。これが幻冬計画だ。
それってみんなで。
まあそんなところだ。人はいざとなれば、ただ我慢した後に元の暮らしに戻れるかは。
また商工の値上がりか。3分の1も上がってるじゃねえか。月に2回しか来ないくせにこんな数じゃ1週間も持たないぞ。
クルース肉将校の供給量と価格は現在の生産量と価格データにも。我々ファデュイは輸送と治安維持の任務のみを担っている。計算過程について詳しく答えることはできないが、
俺たちが生きようが死のうが関係ないってことかよ。暖も取れないのにこんな大雪の中で夜を越せるわけないだろ。
何度も言わせるな。別に我々がクルース肉将校を独占しているわけではない。不足分は市場で調達すればいいだろう。
どこで買えると言うんだ。あったとしても10倍近い値段だぞ。ぼったくりにも程がある。
つまりコート評議会が辺境支援の議案を可決していなければ、君たちは目の前にあるこの分の証拠すら買えなかった。原価を売りに来ただけなら後ろの人に順番を譲れ。
てめえ。
まあまあ落ち着いて。みんな同じ民じゃないか。今は誰もが女皇陛。雪が降れば降るほど暮らしは厳しくなるものだ。
でもシシキン連絡官、今回の購入上限は絶対におかしいんだ。モレペ族の親戚が言ってたが。
はあ、私も通知を受け取った時は自分の目を疑った。わざわざ手紙を書いて確認までしたほどだ。とにかく今回はこれだけしか許可されていないんだ。エネルギー供給量の計算方法はとても複雑で、人口や町の面積、産業タイプなど最も大きいクルース肉の炉を維持できる量を確保して初めて残りの証拠を公平に各家庭に販売できるんだ。まして軍人の彼らはあくまで輸送任務を担当するだけだ。全てをありのままに記録しなければ。
ああ、我々の責務は公正に業務を遂。
はあ。しかしみんなの怒りも焦る気持ちも痛いほどわかる。だからクルース肉の炉の最下層にあるボイラー室を開放できることになった。私のところで各家庭でエネルギーを十分に使ってもらうことはできないかもしれないが、毎日お湯を沸かして。
わかった。仕方ない。
なるほど。これじゃあ誰も商売をしてないのも無理ないな。
あんたこの隣にいる。
オイラはフェイじゃないぞ。パイモンって呼んでくれ。スネージナヤに着いた。
スレトモロスクに仮の拠点がある。普段は使わないから、それでも良ければ休んでいけ。 毛布とストーブくらいはある。
本当か？
あ、ついてこい。よ、俺は両者狩人だ。
Oh, so cozy and warm. Paimon's getting nice and toasty. Oh, wait. Paimon only introduced herself so far, didn't she? This is Paimon's best friend, the Traveler.
Good to meet you. I'm Alosha. Most travelers find the Snezhnayan climate to be a shock to the system at first. But as long as you keep yourself warm, you should be fine. Still, you should keep an eye on your condition.
Don't say that. Paimon's too young for crap.
They aren't in town right now, and they won't be back anytime soon. The train station has been closed. I do a lot of hunting, so I spend most of my time exposed to the element. Nothing to do but sit tight in town until the weather improves. I get that you're in a hurry, but even if the station were open, that doesn't mean there'd be any trains. We could end up stuck here. What? Your own train? Wait, hold on. That train?
Oh, we got lucky and found it in a cave. Oh,
Pretty crazy for a random find in the mountains. Well, as long as your train's good to roll, you might get to Snezhnegrad after all. I've been doing some digging recently. Turns out, the real reason for the current energy crisis in Stratomeros is that some of the supply is being seized for a private stockpile. But to expose what's going on, I need to catch them in the act. So, I'm heading off to catch a rabbit.
huh? Wait, a rabbit stole the...
It's a figure of speech. Real rabbits couldn't pull this off. They prefer carrots to Kresna Crystal anyway. Shishkin, Mr. Positive Attitude, let's all get along now, shall we?
Him? Really?
Huh? You're coming with?
Oh, okay then. Alright. Guess there's no point pushing myself.
Oh yeah, there's one more introduction to do. Tagarin, get in here.
Oh, a doggy. Angry doggy.
He likes to think he's above that kind of thing. He's my hunting partner. Carrots aside, we'll need to stay completely undetected. We can't risk spooking our... First, we need to find a way into the train station and see if we can find any real freight data. Shishkin's figures can't be trusted. Then, we get to Garin to catch a scent and find out which way the crystal... What are you eating?
Check it out. Good doggy. Good.
A fellow dog lover, huh?
Yep. And Rabbit look.
Good to know. Eat up, Tagarin. We got a lot of work to do.
Paimon's just gonna stay here and get.
Wait. Nice work, Tagarin. Come on, we'll go around. This way. We'll enter from the upper floor. There we go. A freight list. Straight from the Fatui, so Shishkin won't have had the chance to doctor the figures. Looks as new as the day it was printed. I guess no one bothers reading these unless they have ulterior motives. Yeah, this is all we need. Come on, let's get out of here. Tagarin's a keen hunter, and catching rabbit. Anywhere there's a stove, there'll be the scent of Crystal. That's normal. he picks up the scent of Cristal somewhere and there's no stove around, that's how we know something's up. This must be the rabbit's warren. Sure enough, there's a tunnel.
Thanks for looking out for us. Things are...
No need to thank me, it's my pleasure. Sure as her Matt, let's grit our teeth until the blizzard passes.
Maybe for everyone else, Liaison Shishkin, but for you, the hard times have only just begun.
Huh? Who are you? What's the matter?
I just had a question for you. Why, when times are as tough as this, would someone hoard more Kresnik Cristal than they could ever use? All the crates here are from the most recent shipment, but they weren't brought here for sale. Would you be able to shed any...
Me? Why, I have no idea. But look at how much there...
This godsend was found in a cellar adjacent to your residence following a tip from Mr. And this is only a fraction of what we found down there. We're still taking a full inventory. I've always been grateful for your efforts to mediate between us and the townspeople of Sretomaros. But now, Mr. Shishkin, it appears you were the...
How could you do this?
We trusted you to have our backs. You've been lying to us?
Hey, I owe you all. This isn't who I am. Please believe me. We all know how difficult life has been since Project Stuja came into force. Energy is an increasingly scarce resource. I grew up in Alatir, a small village with no train station. Deliveries of Kresnik Cristal have ceased there entirely. You know as well as I do how downright impossible it is to buy Cristal these days. I watched as energy grew scarcer by the week. Looks like I'm just not cut out to be a criminal. I have the official Snezhnayan quotas here. Anyone who is already... I'll make a batch purchase of Cristal worth 3 months' salary for you all to use free of charge. As for Alatir...
You don't have to go that...
Yeah, owning up to your mistake is enough for me. You've done plenty of...
Drop the act. You claim this was a one-time mistake, but the real reason there's only 1 shipment's worth of stolen Cristal in your base...
Reporting in, sir. We've conducted a full search of the mayor's house. As expected, we found many crates full of Cristal, half of which were still...
This wasn't your first time at all. You've been colluding with the train station's currently out of service, but it does open for a short window every time there's an energy delivery. And every time a train pulls in, you're there on site to take The mayor handpicks said workers. Per his instructions, they transport the Cristal by tunnel at night to the mayor's house, and he sells it out of town. But since he can't get the goods out of town by train, he had to arrange an alternative method of transportation. This meant slower sales, which gave me
Wait, the mayor's involved in this too?
Preposterous. What proof do you have of...
Basic math. I've spent a lot of time lately counting carriages as the snow...
Counting carriages?
The energy consumed by a train depends on its total weight. And since energy is a limited resource right now, it's fair to assume that every carriage is packed full. So, if we take the energy required for the Kresnik's torch, add the sales figures you provided, then compare that figure to the train's theoretical cargo capacity, guess what? The numbers never match. It's always off by 1 or 2 carriages worth. This time, you set a new record. 3 carriages missing.
You mean to tell me that you...
I'm a hunter. I have two options. Hunt or starve.
Well, I've heard enough. The evidence speaks for itself. Take Shishkin and the mayor into custody.
You cocky little brat! Ruining my business!
Yeah, something felt off, so I just followed my gut. Math isn't my strong suit, though. I'm lucky my dad made me learn enough to get by.
Thank you for your assistance. You're a brave lad. Shishkin was quite the cunning criminal, as I'm sure you can tell. He did all of this right under our...
A wolf in sheep's cloak.
Even with that sob story he fed us. He was probably trying to keep the mayor out of it, not just mask his own motives. Without the compelling case he put together, even I might have fallen for it. Alosha, was it?
We can go find some wild animals if you want. I'll fire off a couple...
I didn't mean to cast suspicion on your identity. It's just... Well, I'm sure you've heard of them. They hide in plain sight under false identities, working against Project Stuja. Sometimes they aren't a violent organization, and their goal is to improve the lives of the common folk. But still, as a member of the Fatui, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't keep
First I've heard of this. I don't really keep up. All I know is, people who don't mind their own business in the city end up paranoid about everything. As for me, I just couldn't stand Shishkin. I'm from Alatir myself, and I can tell you, nobody's lived there in years. Of course, no one really cares about the fate of that place.
I see. It does sound quite tragic. Really. Well, thanks again for your assistance, and your friend here too. I will report this incident to Snezhnegrad. The Fatui will take over energy distribution until new officials are appointed. Looks like it's my turn to brush up on math now.
Don't mention it. Isn't the soldier... Excuse me. I'll take a share of Kresn... I need to take a detour before we head back. There's someone I have to deliver this crystal to. Hang tight for a moment. This old lady...
Grandson.
Ma'am, it's me, Alosha.
Alosha?
You know me. I came by earlier today. Clean the app.
I'm sorry. Now, how often do I get to see my grandson?
It's okay. You just rest. I'm fine.
Oh, you. It's nice to come and visit your old granny once in a while, isn't it? Sretomaros, a good town. All sorts of things. Sit down. Come on, take...
Please, don't get up on my account. You need...
Right under the basket by the door. Well, grandson.
Very much, ma'am. It's delicious.
Good, good. Wonderful.
You don't need to save any more for me next time, alright? Fresh fruit is hard to come by at the moment. You should eat it as soon as you get it.
I don't need it. I'm fine. But if you like it, come back for some more soon.
Some kind soul must have given these to her. But she always saves the nicer things for special occasions. I met her at the market back before her health began declining. She was a lovely old lady. We're from the same hometown. Not many people have heard of Alatir, and if they have, it's usually for all the wrong reasons. There's a gang of highwaymen that came from there. Now that it's an abandoned village, it's rare to find anyone who shares fond memories of our hometown. So after we got talking and realized we were from the same place, we decided to keep in touch by letter. I first learned of Stratomoros's energy supply problems from a passing comment in one of her letters. Then, after her health went downhill, the town's been in decline for a while now. But because of her memory problems, she thinks of it as the bustling, prosperous Stratomoros still in its heyday. That said, I kind of appreciate her optimism. It's fine. Everyone grows old. In Snezhnaya, some people believe that in your final moments, you'll sense a familiar presence by your side. You turn to look at them, but their face is blurry. So you focus hard, trying to make out who it is. And when you finally see their face, the Grim Reaper reaches out and takes your life. She still calls me grandson, though. Come on, let's get back and see. All geared up.
Paimon, we're back. Are you feeling any better?
Yep. Paimon's not cold anymore, but she's still a little dizzy. Flying probably isn't a good idea right now. Paimon might lose her balance. But Paimon's sure she'll be fine. It's probably just from getting hit on the head by that pile of snow when we first arrived in Snezhnaya.
her complexion's looking much better. Let's keep an eye on her.
Sure, but enough about that. How did everything go on your end? Are you all set? Did you have any trouble?
I'll explain. It's a bit of a long story.
Jeez, you guys got pretty busy. Sounds like the liaison officer and the mayor were running quite an operation. Good riddance to both of them. It's a good thing you managed to catch them. So, you said the train station will open again soon, right?
Yeah. Well, enough to survive at least. Project Stuja isn't going away anytime soon. Don't know. The goal of Project Stuja is to gather energy for the Tsaritsa, but no one knows where that energy's going. It's never been made public. The thing is, we were told that the project would only last for 6 months, but time and time again, they keep extending it.
Extending it? Does that mean the Tsaritsa's plan isn't going very smoothly?
That's what everyone suspects. In principle, any proposed extension needs to pass by majority vote in the Snezhna Grad Veche. But even though opposition has been growing, any detractors end up caving into political pressure from the rooster, Pulcinella. He's the chair of the Snezhna Grad Veche and a key figure in the voting process. He has the backing of many powerful and influential people.
How come the Fatui are picking on ordinary people?
I don't see it like that. Fundamentally, but that doesn't mean they don't care about the plight of the common folk. The only reason Stratomero still receives Crystal shipments is because of a relief proposal put forward by the Rooster himself. Then there's the Fatui soldiers providing support in every corner of the nation. Even the Northland Bank provided some mora for disaster. It's just that the rich and powerful in their fancy palaces live in a completely different world from us. There's always going to be some conflict when those worlds collide. Yeah, well, even though we all believe in Her Majesty the Tsaritsa, there are still many differences of opinion on how best to tackle the big issues of the day. Regular folk don't have an easy way of getting their voices heard in Snezhna Grad. The Rokad provides the disaffected with false identities and an outlet to vent their frustrations. Of course, an organization like that exists in a gray area. The moment the Veche think they've crossed a line, there's sure to be a crackdown. But so far, They've been doing their best to help the common folk. Like us, don't you mean? You didn't hesitate to join in.
That's because we're adventurers. It's our job.
Sounds like we're going to get along. So, what's your business in Snesh?
I want to meet the Tsaritsa. It's complicated. I've had run-ins with many of the Harbingers along the way, and I really need to know what the Tsaritsa is up to. Her ultimate goal? What the Gnosis mean in all of this? Since I've made it this far in my journey.
Wait, so... No way. Are you who I think you are?
Sounds like you've heard of us then. We're getting more famous by the...
I didn't realize I was in the company of giants. Honestly, we're all as curious as you are about what the Tsaritsa's planning, and why it has to involve us freezing to death in this. But getting in the same room as her won't be easy. The common folk aren't permitted to meet her at the best of times, and right now, she's probably not even in Snezhnegrad. Word is, yeah, so you've heard of it. A wild, it also absorbs everything around it into its body, so it's growing constantly. Luckily, as it grew, it became increasingly less mobile, so it doesn't pose an immediate... I'm sure that Tsaritsa and her personal guard, the Druzhna, won't have any trouble defeating the creature between... Suffice to say, you won't be seeing her anytime soon. You'll have to wait until she gets back. Fair. Well, the Fatui will be taking over management of the train station for the time being. Once it's open, we can see about getting your...
Whoa! That's gotta take a lot of manpower. Are you sure we can talk them into it?
The Fatui aren't exactly spotless in this whole mess. Plus, we helped them out. Should be easy enough to negotiate. As far as I know, all the paperwork is dealt with upon manufacture. I've never seen anyone. Having a train makes everything much easier. We'll reach Snezhnegrad in no time. I need to head there myself anyway. I know a good doctor in the city.
Oh, thanks so much.
Follow the wind. Yeah. Time to go.
Drive carefully, all right? You don't want to... Also, I don't think I've seen a train like this before. Not a fan of small talk, are you? Anyway, all the track switching is automated. So, as long as the train's moving, you don't need to worry. We'll leave you to examine the train's conditions yourselves. Fingers crossed nothing's broken. I doubt Sratomaros has any engineers with experience.
Shouldn't be a problem. Thanks.
All right then. Have a safe journey. And make sure to check out...
Clear weather all around brightens the heart.
Thank you for... Ad Ast...
I love it when it snows. The world falls completely silent, and I can sleep undisturbed.
Drive carefully, all right? Also, Not a fan of small talk, are you? Anyway, all the track switching, we'll leave you to
Shouldn't be a problem.
All right then.
Destination settings have been applied. Let's give this thing a final once-over.
Affirmative. Running...
What's this?
Engine, green. Wheels, green. Frame, minor damage, but no impact on function. Diagnostics complete. All systems nominal.
Neat! Can't get over the fact that
I've lived in Snezhnaya my whole life, and I've never heard of...
Strictly speaking, I wasn't designed purely to drive trains, though I doubt all configurations are complete. Should you require any for...
Away!
know.
What is this place? Traveler, are you okay? I'm still airborne.
Just our luck. Of all the things that
Hello, you're Snashna.
It's called the Shadow Realm. A place where no wind blows, no light shines, and no elemental energy flows. Just here. I've only seen it a few times before, and this is my first time inside. It's a dangerous, and the few who do make it back, they're never.
Huh? Then, maybe Goggles knows something. Goggles? Great.
Hold it together. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I heard a story once. Come on.
Look at these Patui. It's like they've lost their minds.
Their shadows have been devoured. They're no longer amongst the living. I can't channel elemental energy here. I have a few gadgets that still work.
Wait, what's that blue thing?
Guess we better find a way over. This is the last one.
What do we do next?
Play it by ear.
Hello. I am glad.
For now, at least.
Correct. We are now inside what is known as the Shadow Realm, the darkest space in the shell. Time and space hold no meaning here. It intersects with the world of the Light Realm only rarely. Like we must leave this place before it sinks.
Sounds like you have a plan.
Yes. In fact, the very purpose of my creation was likely to... It appears that key data is currently inaccessible. But now I have marked the exit to the Shadow Realm for your convenience. In addition, I have prepared some equipment to aid you as you traverse the Shadow Realm, Traveler. It may well be one of my core functions. Activation code? We once peered into the past from the...
Whoa!
Now go. Arm yourselves with weapons of the spirit.
Is this a gun?
In the Shadow Realm, where humans cannot channel the elements, there once... Let's go. Need a refill! When you encounter small obstacles, you can simply clamber over them. You can slide to navigate through low, narrow tunnels. Since elemental energy is unavailable in the Shadow Realm, ammunition is an important resource. Obstruction ahead. You may be able to use the explosives nearby. Shoot the explosives to detonate them and clear the path. For long-range targets, try using the scope to line up your shot. Many hostile units approaching. I suggest a new strategy. Take...
Press the advantage!
Yeah. Yeah. More enemies detected. Try attacking with the newly unlocked Assault function.
Fall back! One shot is all I need!
Change of tactics.
It's over.
Aim at the freeze mark and pull the trigger to move using the rope.
Switch mode. Charge. Reload. Mind the rhythm.
Some supply points can restore a small amount of stamina. Press on.
Back in business.
You should be able to use the prime ice construct left here to cover long distances. I recommend using this grappling gun. Such devices will, if you detach the connected hook, the grappling gun will automatically fire.
Time to catch my breath.
Press the advantage!
Sprint at the prime ice launcher to reach high places with ease. Usable munitions detected. Frag.
Demolition time! I've been breached. Fall back. Taking cover. Fall back.
Time to catch my breath.
Where's the over? Over. Try this! Can't take much more.
Shift your center of gravity and slide down.
The exit is right ahead. We are very close now. However...
It's like they're trying to keep us trapped here. That platform and the carriages are swarming with undead Fatui. Guess we gotta storm through. Back in business.
Frag out! Frag out!
Nice.
You may find switching to assault mode makes your attacks more effective.
Demolition time! Press the advantage!
State number 2. Need a refill.
Try this!
Change of tactics.
Come on! We're almost there!
Time to catch my breath.
Huh? Why is everything...
Looks like the Shadow Realm is about to sink back down into the depths.
The exit is...
You mean this...
No time to think. We just gotta go for it. Look. I can't believe the Shadow Realm manifested right on the railroad tracks. It's almost unheard of. Lucky we made it out. All thanks to you and that
Ah, so you have heard of the Golden City before?
Yeah, he came up a whole bunch in Nokrai. You're a pretty neat surprise in that sense, aren't you, Goggles? We had no idea they lived Phuket.
Make no mistake, it was a team effort. For a first-time firearm user, as Alosha said, it is highly unusual for the Shadow Realm to...
Oh, let's hope not.
The Shadow Realm can appear anywhere, not just on the railroad. I am simply advising that we take sensible precautions. Now, if you wish to further calibrate and upgrade your firearm, you may do so over there. Please take a moment to catch your breath while I repair the
Oh, thanks, Goggles. You're a trusty train conductor.
Yes, of course. And just like the Eye of Grey, I am sure it will be a great asset to you in your future adventures.
Let's get some fresh air while the Eye of Grey fixes the train.
Yeah, sure. Paimon wants to forget all. It's so quiet here for a train station. Nah. Huh? So much for repair? You've swapped our train out for a whole new model!
My plan was to restore the train to its original appearance per my records as quickly as possible. Now that the repairs are
Didn't know trendiness was a parameter.
According to my calculations, parameterization is the most effective way for the Eye of Grey to understand trendiness.
Hyperborea, huh?
begun. Wind strike.
We really had to build the railroad over a canyon, huh?
You might want to avoid looking down if you're afraid of heights.
No, it's not that. Paimon's just praying that we don't have yet another accident. That mountain is breathtaking. Reminds Paimon of Dragonspine.
They say this mountain's the domain of a Snegovic lord. A lot of the Snegovic retreated there to live in seclusion, so it's a pretty mysterious place. You hear all kinds of stories. Even the residents of the nearby town of Svietla Lidovka steer clear of the summit, and they make a living off of harvesting prime ice. Look, Snezhnograd's just up ahead.
Wherever in this world I roam, I carry memories of my home. This blade, it is the last link I have to the land of my birth.
Here we are. Welcome to Snezhnograd train station, the biggest transport hub in the nation.
Wow! It's so majestic! Just flying from one side to the other would probably leave Paimon out of breath!
It's built for maximum efficiency, but yes, transferring trains here can be a little tiring. In the future, you can use this train station to travel anywhere you want in Snezhnaya. For now, though, come with me. Let's get Paimon checked out. This way. There's a lift car that goes straight to Sapoliarni. Those would be Volkudlak and Domovoy. You'll also see the Winged Vila and the Snowborn Snegovic amongst others.
No wonder. We'd heard that Snezhnaya used to be the realm of the Fae. Paimon can really see it now.
There are leaves around, and I know just the tune to accompany them, if you wish to hear it.
Each time the snow... To the left is the Market of Zolny. They sell everything there. You can often find some nifty little trinkets. To the right, you'll see the Korolyevsky Theater in the distance.
Look at that! Incredible! Wow! Snezhnegrad is stunning! Seeing it with our own eyes makes all the trouble we went through to get here worth it!
I found it pretty stunning when I first came here too. But I soon found out that stunningly beautiful means stunningly expensive. The prices here are crazy. I'm just a small-time hunter, so Zolny is where I spend most of my time. This way will take us to Podvorier Restaurant. They offer food and lodging there, so you can get settled in while I fetch the doctor.
Is that gonna be stunningly expensive too?
Yeah, I mean, there are places to stay in Zolny, but I highly doubt they'd meet your standards. Most of the stoves are out of crystal, the windows are drafty, and at night, four-legged roommates come out to play, sharpening their claws on the roof beams and floorboards.
Yep, no way! Not a chance Paimon's staying anywhere like that. Maybe we can split the cost of the room between... Fine then. It's your treat. Paimon will... don't worry. Yep.
I'm glad to see you've perked up. If you find yourselves in the mood for some sightseeing later, this way leads to Zapoliarny Palace, which serves as the Tsaritsa's audience chamber and also her personal quarters. The adjacent block is kind of a city in its own right. That's Glupov, the headquarters of the Fatui. Inside, there's a munitions factory known as the Armory Palace, producing a constant supply of all kinds of equipment for the Fatui. A lot of important research happens there too. And over there is the Snezhnegrad Vecha, where all the big shots meet regularly to make policy decisions. These places are best admired from a distance. I'm sure I don't need to explain why.
Yeah, they probably have super strict security. We're not looking for trouble right...
The downtown area is near the center of Zapoliarny. That's where you'll find the rest. Another place of interest is the Northland Bank, which is... Oh, and I'm sure you'll want to make contact with the Adventurers Guild at some point, right?
Ooh, speaking of adventuring...
No one practices alchemy at Snezhnegrad.
Oh, we'll just have to use the one on the train then. Kinda inconvenient. Wait, how come...
Yeah, I don't know. Not my area of expertise. Still, I wouldn't say the absence of alchemy makes. Anyway. Finally, there's Zolny in that direction. That's about it. You guys go ahead and get checked in.
Sounds good. Thanks for all the recommendations. It'll be good to get out of the cold wind. Paimons.
Podvory restaurant is right this way.
Ad Astra.
Looks like you get what you pay for, huh? Paimon likes this room a lot. If this were anywhere else, we'd be out investigating and adventuring by now. You're right. No need to push ourselves too hard for no reason. A lot happened on our way into the city. Let's review what we've learned so far. Obviously, the million more question is, what is this Aritza planning? Everything else leads back to that. Sure was. And so far, we've learned, but we won't get to see her anytime soon. It must be a pretty powerful one if it can blanket the whole. To be honest, what we're really lacking right now, Paimon can't think of a few people who might be able to help us. But, right. And when we left Nocry, Sandrone specifically left a message reminding, so it's unlikely they'd tell us anything confidential about the Tsaritsa's grand. Yeah, fair point. Besides, that Glupov place, there's gotta be someone there willing to talk to us, right? But it's unlikely we could sweet talk Arlecchino, let alone Sandrone. Yeah, the last time was all the way back in Fontaine, right?
Hello. Is there a traveler in Pine?
That's Alosha!
Hello, I'm Dr. Luneva. Alosha mentioned that one of you is feeling a little under the... I see. So you're my patient today, yes? And you...
Good question. Paimon's not too sure either, but she's definitely...
Not exactly. It's just, I'm used to treating human patients. Fae tend to be... But don't worry. I do have some experience treating Fae. I've even diagnosed plenty of cats and dogs.
It'll be fine, right? We're no different when it comes down to it, are we? That's just because Paimon knows how to eat.
Okay, vital signs are good. Test results are all within normal. I can give you some medicine to tide you over. But as long as you rest properly for the next couple of days, you should feel better. If you find yourself with a persistent low-grade fever, or...
Sounds like there's no cause for alarm.
Thank you, Doctor.
You're very welcome. Just doing my job. I'll leave you in peace now.
Take care. You heard the doctor. Best you rest up here for a couple days. No sightseeing for the time being.
All right, then. Guess we got no choice.
I have to get back to it. If you need anything else from the doctor or me, hey, no big deal. You saved my life in the Shadow Realm. This...
Alright, time to find Child and see what he can tell me. I'd better not disturb her while she's asleep.
Can I get you anything? Can I get you anything? Can I get you anything?
He who wishes to peer into the abyss needs simply to wander through Nodcry on a misty night. The march of the wild hunt will be sure to drag him into the darkness.
Hold on. Please display your invitation letter or permit. Glupov does not accept meeting requests without a prior appointment. You'll have to apply per the advertised booking process and wait until your invitation letter is issued. Might I ask who you're hoping to visit? Another one who thinks the rules don't apply to them. I don't understand why people think they can just talk their way in here. But I have to go through the motions for protocols. Wait a moment. I'll pass on your message. If Lord Child is a busy man. He's probably not in Glupov at the present. If I were you, I'd cut your losses. No point, even if you two are old friends as you claim. Please understand that the Fatui Harbingers are off. Next time, stick to the rules. You'll make life easier for both of us. Greetings, Lady Marionette.
I'll take care of our guest here. It's his first time in Snezhnaya, so it's no surprise that he doesn't. I trust no choice words have been exchanged.
No, Lady Marionette. No, that was a close call. Good thing I played it cool.
Is that right? Good to know. Wait, we're under the weather? That's hard to imagine. I take it she's still adapting to the climate. Happens to a lot of people. It's even colder here than in Nodcry. Has she seen a doctor? All right then. Well, let me know if you run into any other problem. Why else? I was just about to sit down for some much-needed tea time when I heard that an old friend of Tartak, and as obnoxious as it may be to show up uninvited at Glupov, well, I felt our time working together in Nodcry warranted some courtesy. Unfortunately, I can't invite you inside either. The rules of Glupov. On the plus side, Snezhnograd actually has some class, unlike Nasha Town. Torchlight Books has a very nice selection of your treat, of course.
Because I already wasted one perfectly good cup of tea today.
I love the snow. It's so beautiful and peaceful. Then I can have snowball fights with the Kuhenki. Shall we have one now?
I've ordered for the both of us. No objections, I assume. I'm sure you trust my taste. Okay, let's get down to business. I'm guessing you don't actually have any urgent business with Tartaglia per se. You just want information. Wanna take a guess? Of course you'd say that. You shouldn't underestimate Counselor. That's right. I'm sure you've heard of the Snezhnograd Vecha by now. Well, he's busy preparing some They'll be discussing yet another extension to Project Stuja. It's basically all anyone cares about in the Vecha these days. Yeah, he's more of the shoot. It all started with a very detailed letter that Capitano left for the jester, Piero, before leaving for Natlan. In that letter, he detailed the future arrangements for his subordinates. All of his key people were reassigned to Tartaglia. I guess he'd already prepared to leave us for good all the way back then. But Piero didn't reveal the content. That was his reaction too. Why me? With a bewildered look on his face. He'd always assumed Capitano looked down on him. He was a man who kept his thoughts to him, but he occasionally brought Tartaglia along to my tea parties back in the day. So to the rest of us, it was clear that Capitano had quite a lot of respect for his young comrade. By the rest of us, I mean my tea party regulars. Arlecchino, Rosaline, and... actually, not Columbina. Anyway, then the Liues situation happened. Normally, it took a lot to get under Capitano's skin, but that time he was furious. Basically, Tartaglia probably had the wrong idea about Capitano. Capitano believed that despite Tartaglia's immaturity, he showed great potential. Plus, he possessed a kind of yeah, it's one of the few things that I'd agree those two have in common. He knew that after he was gone, several of the others would swoop in on his army like with the ones who stood to benefit the most being the Rooster, Pulcinella, and her greater, Pam. Once they divided Capitano's troops between... So, you can see why Capitano chose to hand that letter to Piero, right? Exactly. Piero also needed to back a harbinger as soon as possible. And all things considered, even though Tartaglia has had the support of Northland Bank for a long time, he and Pantalone are ultimately not cut from the... I'd say Capitano made a good judgment call. Anyone else caught in this situation would probably... His best course of action will be to distance himself from any shady business, while still maintaining friendly relations with Pantalone. What's the point in having a tea party if, besides, none of this is confidential anyway? You'll see it firsthand if you ever sit in on a session of the Snezhnograd Vecha. All the factional strife, whether open or unspoken. Having a voice in the Vecha is the only way to steer policies in your favor. So, every person in that room Pantalone, for instance, represents the financial sector, and Tartaglia represents the Fatui soldiers. Personally, I have no interest in political jousting, but since I have a number of engineers and research... Then there's Pulcinella, the linchpin of the Vecha. He represents politics itself. Everything involves him, so nothing can bypass him. Any issue that comes up, he knows how to mediate.
I'm starting to see why everyone is so frustrated with the way things are. But a complex web of interests connects all parties involved. And the Tsaritsa sitting at the top.
All right, I'm done carrying this conversation. You must have known that you can get the info you needed from me. So why was Tartaglia the first person you asked to see and not me? Huh? Jealous? As if. Wait. Oh, I think I know what it is. Columbina passed on my message to you before you left, not cry. I only meant you should be mindful of which side you're on. Is that actually why you didn't ask for me? Because you took that to heart? Fair enough. It's not your fault. I blame all these politicians I've been hanging around with. Anyway, just ask for my help next time, okay?
Lady Marionette.
What now? Can't you see
Sorry to disturb you during your break, ma'am, but I'm afraid
isn't it always? I've told you before. Fixing
the equipment in Svietlo Laidovka is in urgent need of maintenance. With how the weather's been recently, we suspect that the supports on one of the machines broke and fell, awakening a dormant beast and leaving many of the ice miners. Luckily, Odette's team was nearby and launched a rescue operation, but we're still facing a severe
I guess that's it then. Our tea party will have to end here. I'm the only engineer you'll need. Do you actually want to come with, or are you just saying that? Nice of you to return the favor. I'll have a couple of people look after Paimon. They can and honestly, I'd rather have your help than anyone else's. Between your skills and then let's go. You, take 2 people to Pavoye restaurant. If anything happens to Paimon, you'll be in.
Yes, Lady Marionette.
I don't understand any of it.
Time to go. Time to go. Run with nature. Time to go.
They weren't exaggerating. This is really dangerous. It's a good thing only one of them broke. From what I've been told, most of the trapped miners are over in that direction. Yeah, you do that while I check the rest of the equipment. Meet me back here as soon as you're done.
I have to be getting close.
Don't go any further. It's too dangerous here. There's a highly aggressive monster on the prowl. You need to leave, now. Ah, I see. You're the backup from Snezhnograd. Well, I'm Odette.
Ah, so this is Odette.
There are 5 people trapped in the cave. Let's go. Careful. Something's moving. This must be the monster's shadow. Looks like a tough opponent. Stay back! I see them. They're right behind the monster. The monster seems very agitated. It could attack at any moment. Let's make the first move. Together, witness the snow swan's grace. Hada.
Thunderclap! Take this!
Shadow me. Crystalline Adagio. Let's begin.
Thunder!
Thank you for saving us. We'd have.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You should be safe now. Follow this route out. He and I will.
Thank you.
I've searched the area. Pretty sure the monster made attack. Yeah, but with us here, it won't be coming back. It may be small, but don't be fooled. It's a ferocious. It's lucky we got here when we did. The trapped miners have been successfully evacuated.
Wait. This place. There's some.
What is that?
I don't know. It's back?
Guess it has family. This way. Run! Thanks. Let's get out of here.
The wind knows me.
Everyone's accounted for. We managed to rescue them all. You really held your own today. Don't think I've seen you. All right then. Hello, Lady Marionette.
I hear the rescue operation was a great success. What brings you here, Odette?
No, a Fatui mission. I happened to be nearby and heard the crash.
She hasn't introduced herself then. Odette is the prima ballerina of Snezhnograd. If you ever hear people mention the two crowning jewels of the Korailievsky troupe, they're talking about Odette and the prima donna, Vodianitsa. On top of that, Odette's also a rising Fatui star. It's looking likely she'll inherit the title of the Fair Lady. She learned all her combat skills from Rosaline herself. Used to be one of her most
You flatter me, Lady Marionette.
If she's Rosaline's protege, that makes me... Never mind. There's no need to bring it up. No point making things awkward.
How's progress on your end, Lady Marionette?
Equally successful. I finished reinforcing all the equipment. Took me a little longer without Polonia's help. But the outcome is the same, of course. Even if the heavy snowfall summoned by that monster lasts for another 3 months. All right, now that we're done here, it's time to get out of this blizzard. Sure, but Snezhnograd will send someone to investigate and draw up a relief plan. First, Pantalone needs to approve the budget, then Pulcinella has to sign off on the plan. Once they've argued it out, that's the rough process anyway. Could take anywhere from a couple of weeks to a couple of months, depending on how smoothly it... Yup, nothing we can do about it.
The snow has eased a little for now, but there's no telling when that will change with that monster still at... Fuel for heating is in short supply, and relief is weak, so it just feels like there should be a...
Hey, quit daydreaming. When did you get a new sword?
I found it in a cave. It handles pretty nicely.
You have a strange affinity for secondhand swords. Well, if it isn't Counselor Tartaglia, Mr. Big Shot himself.
Go easy on me, all right? I'm still recovering from the interrogation the real Big Shots put me through. Hey, comrade, it's been too long. I heard you came looking. Good to see you too, Odette. I'm guessing you guys just got back from Sviatlo Laidok.
It went fine.
How about you? Any new developments?
Not really. Same as ever. Growing opposition to Project Stuja, and the usual rebuttals are starting to ring hollow. The results of the mock vote were pretty dire. Pulcinella was fuming.
That's not good news.
Yeah. Obviously, if push comes to shove, there are
Sorry, I have to ask something.
Huh? Of course.
It sounds to me like everyone's tearing their hair out trying to figure out how to... But what exactly is this project's purpose? And how...
Interesting. I gotta hand it to you.
Excuse him? What does he mean?
Oh my gosh. How does he dare speak to the Harbingers like that?
Are you interrogating us now?
It's okay, Sandrone. Let me explain. If I could, I'd take your side right. In fact, my position's very similar to yours. I've only held back on casting a dissenting vote in the vet. Still, I have a responsibility to the Fatui Armed Forces. So I do what I can to make their voices heard. Most of them are just regular folk. I'm sure you've seen how much those kinds of places are struggling right now. Oh, and for what it's worth, I'm from Arepasak myself. Things aren't going so swell there either. The Tsaritsa wants to create a better, safer future for the people of Snezhnaya, but she's thinking long term. I don't doubt that from where you're standing, but considering the Tsaritsa's vision for the future, these are sacrifices worth making. Sounds cold. Maybe Sandrone and I can't oppose Project Stuja outright, but we're constantly raising our... And even though we can't put an end to it, there are plenty of other ways to make a difference. We're trying everything we can think. I respect Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa, and trust her decisions. But at the end of the day, I'm still just a normal guy who can... There's no way I would ever abandon...
As contentious as things can get within the Vetcha, there's no selfishness or malice behind it. Everyone wants to get... The issue is that there's no way of pleasing everyone under the present circumstances. Most of the time, we're trying to decide on the lesser of two evils, but that is not the same thing as being blindly loyal to the Tsaritsa. No one's got their head in the sand here. We're all well aware of the way...
In fairness to Sandrone, she rushed to Svietlolaido and even Tartaglia, who used to only care about the thrill of the fight, is clearly doing his best to rise to the demands of his new...
Hey, come on. There's only so much we can say, so don't press us too hard. Look, I know how untenable... Maybe you've heard already, but she's currently leading her army on a campaign to the east to defeat the striking that monster down will be a significant step in... As laser-focused as she is on realizing her lifelong ambitions, she's still putting time and energy into taking down this powerful monster. To me, that says a lot. If she thought Snezhnaya and its people didn't matter in the grand scheme of things, why would she waste her time on something like this? Thanks. I meant every word I said, though.
I still think this adventurer raised... Our two harbingers have made their positions very clear. But there are many others in the Vetcha. I think it's a very valuable quality to be willing to speak one's mind, despite the risk of offending powerful figures.
You can say that again. I highly doubt we'd feel...
Forgive me, adventurer. But might I be so bold as...
Oh, haven't you been properly...
Easier said than done. I like to...
I've only learned his name so far, and no
Uh-oh. Is there no avoiding the subject of Rosaline?
No, it's just... this is the world-renowned traveler, who helped resolve the storm terror threat in Mondstadt, cleaned up after the mess I made. There was a duel before the throne, in which the traveler...
I'm sorry. I didn't think you two would be seeing much of each other.
It's fine. It was a long sorry. I just remembered that we have a
I've mentioned this to you before, remember? She was Rosaline's most valued subordinate. Not that Rosaline was really the type of person to make friends, but...
Don't let it weigh on you. Like she said, it was a long time ago. Odette has a very different personality from Rosaline. Give her some time. I'm sure Oh, by the way, where's Paimon?
She hasn't been feeling well, so she's resting at Podvorier.
Oh, right. Sorry to hear that. Poor thing. Reminds me of when I felt so bad for her, seeing her lying in bed, coughing. She was so mature for her age. I'm sure Paimon's a good kid. You're a little short on manpower, right? Let me have a couple of my people take over for yours. I'll send my most capable and reliable.
Well, that would be great.
Hey, don't mention it. I'm sure you have things to do. So no more accusing me of not being on your side, all right?
Already? That was quick.
I'm afraid I can't help you there. Our director's recent movements are confidential. If you hadn't told me, I never would have known he'd gone south. I assumed he'd been in Glupov this whole time. Well, I guess I'd better go sort out Paimon's security situation.
Me too. I have an incident report to write up. Let's leave it there for now.
I guess everyone's in a difficult position. But Tartaglia's right. I have to start with. I should ask Alosha if he knows any way to help Svietlolaidov.
Time to go.
This scenery is wonderful. Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer. I love it when it snows. The world falls completely silent, and I can sleep undisturbed.